Welcome to the 8th episode of the Three Sportsmen podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Kurt.
I'm Sam.
And I'm Trey.
And in this episode, we are going to be continuing our NBA position ranking series with power forwards. So let's get right into it with our elite tier. I think we all have a pretty similar elite tier. I know, Trey, we have the same elite tier. It's three guys.
Yes, we do.
Sam, you said you have a fourth, so
I do.
let's start with you.
I have Giannis Antetokounmpo, or if you want to be Flight, Okunkpo, Anthony Davis, Pascal Siakam, and Draymond Green.
Okay.
I have all but Draymond.
I have everyone but Draymond.
I'm sorry, Draymond Green. He was the best defensive player I've ever seen. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a better defensive player than him. Like, that guy, he had clutch defensive moments in all of the finals in the 2010s. Like, there's not much you can ask for.
I think he's an all-star at being a role player. If you made him the number one option on a team, you wouldn't be good. But he's
He would be terrible.
He's a great
He's the number one
complementary piece.
option? No way.
He's a great complementary piece.
To Curry and Klay Thompson, yeah.
And Durant.
Kevin Durant at the time, yeah.
But I think because of that, I don't think I'd consider him to be elite.
Imagine Draymond for Giannis.
God.
The Bucks would be terrible then.
They would be terrible.
I know. But then the Warriors would be back. I think so. If the Warriors don't pick Wiseman in the draft, I think that they're going to make a run for Giannis.
Well, I think everyone who wants to compete is going to make a run for Giannis.
The Raptors aren't getting him.
I think if he leaves, there's a very good chance that he ends up in Toronto.
No, there's not.
No, there's not.
I think that's something we can talk about at a later date. But Giannis is elite, obviously, reigning MVP. Anthony Davis is amazing.
Yeah, Giannis is actually in my meh tier.
No, he's in the tier below that.
Yeah, it's not like he averaged 32 points per game or anything like that.
It's not like he can play every position and is amazing at all of those.
Giannis at point guard.
He played point guard when they had Jason Kidd.
He could do it.
At head
That's
coach.
right. I forgot about that.
Back when Jason Kidd was literally just like a mediocre head coach for him.
And they traded for him, didn't they? The Bucks.
I think they did. And then they got rid of him for Mr. I Can't Coach in the Playoffs, Mike Budenholzer.
We're going to trade for Nick Nurse. The Bulls are going to trade for Nick Nurse.
We're keeping Nick Nurse.
No, we'll take Adrian Griffin. We're just going to
we'll take Adrian Griffin. How about that? We'll take.
What about the
Griffin.
Sixers guy?
I would rather have Griffin.
Ime, I don't even know.
The Sixers assistant. That's the latest rumor.
I like Griffin more.
I thought you guys were sold on Kenny Atkinson.
Udoka.
I like Griffin more.
Udoka.
Griffin's number one choice for me.
Yep,
he's more rising.
That's true.
Siakam is amazing.
But I do
rising
like
star.
Ime Udoka's experience. Like, he was on Popovich's staff.
Yeah.
And that can't hurt. I mean, somebody from Popovich's staff. Wasn't Boylan with the Spurs for a little bit?
He was.
I think he was.
He was. He was on Izzo's staff, too, at Michigan State.
Yeah.
I don't know. Boylan's – I don't even know what to think of Boylan. Just get rid of him at this point.
What makes you think that he got fired from Utah? What makes you think that he can be an NBA head coach after he got fired in college?
Well, he was on Hoiberg's staff for a while. I don't know why they hired him, though.
Yeah, it's true.
Let's save the Jim Boylan talk for later if we decide to do a coaches episode for rankings.
If he's around by then.
Yeah. Let's go to our star tier. Trey, who do you have in your star tier?
Blake Griffin, Draymond Green, Kevin Love, Gordon Hayward, Kristaps Porzingis, Bam Adebayo, Domantas Sabonis, Marcus Aldridge, John Collins, and Julius Randle.
Okay. Sam, who do you have?
My star tier, I have Gordon Hayward, Kristaps Porzingis, I don't know how to pronounce
Sabonis.
His name, but Sabonis. Marcus Aldridge, Bam Adebayo, Blake Griffin. That's it.
Okay. I have kind of a mix of those. I have Kevin Love, Draymond, Porzingis, Aldridge, Sabonis, Collins, Hayward, Adebayo, Zion, and then my surprise pick is Bojan Bogdanovic.
Okay,
Oh,
I
wow.
support the Bogdanovic one.
He is
He's
insanely
a great
underrated.
shooter.
Yeah,
He's
that one
such a good
surprised
shooter
me.
for a power forward. Like,
Yeah, he's a great
he's an
shooter.
amazing shooter for a power
He's averaging
forward.
20 a game and doesn't get any attention on Utah. It all goes
Because
to
it's-
Donovan.
Because
And,
Donovan,
Rudy.
Ingles, and
Rudy Gobert.
Rudy Gobert.
And I mean, Donovan Mitchell is amazing, but 20 points per game, I think that's low tier star.
It is. But then how is Julius Randle not a star when he's averaging 19 and 9 a game?
Because he's on the Knicks, that's why.
I had him towards the top of my good tier.
That's the one I was
Julius
splitting
Randle.
hairs between. I gave him the benefit of the doubt because he's been good the
Julius
last
Randle.
3 years.
Because the thing with Bogdanovic is he's been consistently improving. Like,
Yeah.
Julius Randle.
You're just not a Knicks guy.
no.
No, I hate the Knicks.
He's good, though. He was good with the Pelicans, too.
Yeah, he was really solid with the Pelicans.
Well, he's on the Knicks now, so he sucks. So
I
don't know.
remember, it was on, I think it was Ennis Cantor. It was someone who said on, I want to say Cowherd,
Oh,
that
God.
Zion is just a better Julius Randle.
That's a weird
he only
comparison.
played 19 games in the NBA.
And I mean, the
so
Knicks did get Julius Randle, so
I hope LaMelo Ball goes to the Knicks.
there have been rumors that he's going to go to the Knicks.
Good. Just
They
another
need a
bust.
point guard, though. So why did you guys have Blake Griffin in your star tier? I think career-wise, I have him as a star guy, but he's fallen off.
Well, he's the only reason why the Pistons are relevant. Same with Derrick Rose. Him and Derrick Rose are the only reason why the Pistons are relevant.
Okay, but this year
It's true.
he just fell off. And I don't know if it was the injuries because he
But
missed
he's
a
getting
lot
old.
of time.
Uh,
I mean,
But he's still a year removed from averaging 24 points a game.
Yeah, but now he's averaging
true.
15. His rebounding went down from 7.5 to 4.7.
well, it's because he's getting old. That's why.
His shooting's
But he
getting
also
worse.
he only played 18 games.
Yeah. And I
That's
mean, it
part of
might be
it.
the injuries, it might be the age, it might be a combination of those two. But if we're going to look at some advanced stats real quick, for his per 100, his offensive rating is the worst it's been in his career. That's an estimate of points produced or scored per 100 possessions. And his defensive rating, which is the estimate of points allowed per 100 possessions, is the worst it's been in his career.
I just like to give him the benefit of the doubt because I think 18 games is a small sample.
I think it is. I don't know if it's the injuries once again, but I don't think I can call him a star anymore. I think he's on the decline in his career.
Also, he's on a terrible roster.
With a
Yeah,
not
that's
so
true.
great head coach,
With Luke Kennard,
your favorite.
Absolutely not. Get me away from that guy.
He went to your favorite
Have your
school.
rant.
You went to your favorite school.
Go
Yeah,
Duke.
for all you listeners out there, Duke. Just Duke.
This is coming from a UNC fan, so
Yep.
Yep, go Heels.
keep that with a grain of salt.
Go Heels.
All right, getting into my good tier, I had Blake Griffin at the very top, Jaren Jackson Jr., Paul Millsap, Carmelo Anthony, Lowry Markkanen, Marcus Morris, Julius Randle, Gallinari, Aaron Gordon, and Al Horford.
Why is Marcus Morris there?
Because he's actually pretty good.
No.
We'll hear your
Like-
rant later, I'm sure.
I think
Yeah.
I'm expecting a Marcus Morris rant later. But
Isn't there another Morris too? There's
Yeah,
there's
Markieff.
Markieff.
they're identical
But he
twins.
doesn't start, though, does he? Markieff?
No.
Markieff doesn't start.
No, Marcus Morris was crazy good on the Knicks before he got traded to
Yeah.
the Clippers.
Yeah, and then now he's on the Lakers. Well, no, that's
No,
Markieff. Morris.
Markieff is on the Lakers now.
I'm stupid.
Marcus is on the Clippers.
All right, my good tier. I had Robert Covington. Where did I go? Melo, Horford, Hachimura, Zion, Aaron Gordon, Paul Millsap, Kevin Love, Lowry Markkinen, and Jaren Jackson Jr.
I had a
Okay.
mixture of vets and young guys. I had Gallinari, Lowry Markkinen, Al Horford, Zion, Rui Hachimura, Jaren Jackson Jr., Aaron Gordon, Melo, Bogdanovich, and Millsap.
Okay, why
Like-
did you guys have Hachimura? Because I had him as average.
Hachimura's underrated. He's not a bad player.
He's
It's
an
not
up-and-coming
bad.
star.
Yeah, he
He's
is.
an up-and-coming star for sure.
He's not bad, but I don't think we've seen enough of him just yet.
Just like we haven't seen enough of Zion. Zion, I was borderline putting him at average.
He's good, though. I mean, he played really
He's
well.
played 19 games.
Yeah,
That's
but
not
in those
enough.
19 games, he's dominated.
I didn't put him in the star because I thought that was too much.
He's
I think in a
he
year he'll
needs to
be a
lose
star,
weight.
though.
That's what he needs to do. He needs to lose some fucking weight.
I mean, I think if he has knee problems, I think his size could lead to knee problems.
He already has a knee
It
problem.
will.
already does.
It will be.
Like, you're not supposed to be blowing out basketball shoes like he did.
He doesn't run
Like-
well either.
Yeah.
Exactly. He doesn't like he sits at the end of the court. Like Trey, like we went to we saw Zion.
He was like
He-
lagging down the court, like back on
Yeah,
defense.
He's lagging like my internet every night when we play COD. Like
Exactly.
But still, almost 24 points per game. Granted, it is a small sample size. I still think he's pretty good.
also,
He's going to be an
Yeah,
all-star
but-
next year.
Yeah.
also, if you guys want to play COD with us at night, just let us know. We're there.
We get dubs only.
Yep.
We get only dubs only.
Jaren Jackson Jr. is really underrated. I was debating
Yes, he is. Yes,
Yes,
putting
he
him
is.
in star.
He's
Like,
gonna be a
low-tier
good piece
star.
for when he's gonna be a good piece when John Morant is like the elite star of that team.
Give him another year, and I would consider putting him low star.
I think he'll be
I
a star
think-
next year.
I think John Morant is gonna win. I think he's got an MVP in the next 3 years. I think.
Next 3 years? Okay.
It's kind of I don't know. I think that's kind of tough with Giannis around.
That
Steph's still around.
Giannis,
LeBron's still
Steph,
around.
LeBron.
Well,
Luka.
I think LeBron is gonna
KD's
fall
coming
off in the
back.
next 3 years.
Yeah.
I think KD's coming back strong too.
Luka's definitely winning one in the next 2 years.
Yeah.
And Harden too.
Harden's not winning an MVP.
I don't
No
think
way.
he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna
He
win.
could.
Ball hog. He literally just hogs the ball. Like he doesn't pass to anybody. Like I think Russell Westbrook, that is probably the worst trade they could have ever made. That was horrible.
The thing is,
Horrible
Westbrook
sign.
wanted to be with Harden.
I don't get it. I don't get why. That's not a good.
That's not a
fit.
good fit for him. That's a terrible fit for him.
It's not a good fit, but the thing is, I think it's better to have someone who wants to play with James Harden than someone who doesn't know what they're really getting into because they played
Just look
with
at
each
his
other
numbers.
before.
Look at his numbers. They fell off.
Yeah, they did. But,
They did.
But I think he expected them to fall off.
I mean, he's not getting the ball as much, but still, like, God.
They both need the ball in their hands. That's the problem.
Yeah. The other thing with Al Horford, we all had him in good tier, right?
Yep.
Yes.
He's playing out of position at power forward.
This
I'd
is
like
bold.
to think that he'd be a bit better if he was playing at center. I just hate the fit with the Sixers.
He's overrated.
Nobody belongs to the Sixers.
What do you mean? Trust the process.
No, trust the podcast.
Yeah, that's why Eversley left to go to the Bulls because he hated the Sixers. That's why. Plus, Arturis is just a goat like that. So.
Arturis is going to be really good.
I wonder if I can
He's
find
excited for the draft.
Dude, what if I
Arturis.
find an Arturis like overseas jersey? How sick would that be?
Could you find
That
that?
would be good.
I mean, you could.
Never know. People make all kinds of jerseys.
Yeah. Melo's had a little bit of a career revival in Portland. He's a
I
solid
did not
role player
expect
now.
that. I didn't expect that to happen at all. I thought he was washed up and done.
Well, I think Oklahoma City and Houston were both horrible fits for him.
I just didn't think he was a good fit on any team because he's a ball hog
Yeah,
himself.
I think a big part of it was mental, where he needs to realize that at this point in his career, he's not a number one option anymore. But I think having those early games without Lillard where he could do that, I think that helped a bit.
They could push for the playoffs because they're not in right now, are they?
They're not in right now. I think they're either 9th or 10th. I want to say.
Wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they snuck in.
Okay, because they're getting
The Bulls have a
Nurkic
shot
back.
the Bulls have a shot at CP3.
What?
I did hear rumors about that.
I just saw it like right here. Like I'm just looking. I just looked up an Arturis jersey, and it was like Arturis trying to target CP3 in the offseason.
I mean, I've heard a lot of rumors that Chris Paul is going to get traded this offseason.
I mean, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
It would be a good fit.
I'm not trading Lowry
people
for
better.
Chris Paul. No way.
No.
I'll trade.
I
I'll
don't know
trade
what they would
Thaddeus
want.
Young.
He's too
I'll
old.
trade that. I'll trade that Young
Thaddeus
for
Young,
CP3.
he wouldn't get it done.
I saw
I know,
that
would not
there
get it
were
done.
rumors. Chris
I'd
Paul,
trade Thad Young.
You'd have to throw in a
you'd have to throw in
first,
picks.
probably.
In like a second, probably.
I don't know
They
if that
would
get
want
it
a
done.
first for sure.
They'd want
For
a first.
CP3?
CP3?
Because he's still pretty
No,
good.
they would need a first for CP. Yeah, he was tier.
The thing is, I don't know where they'd be able to get a good deal for him because of his contract and his age. The only thing that I've heard that like maybe makes a little sense is Milwaukee for Bledsoe, but why would Oklahoma
wouldn't get
City want
You
Eric
love Eric
Bledsoe?
Bledsoe,
done.
Kurt. Kurt, you love Eric Bledsoe.
No, I don't. He
I
fell
don't
apart
see
in the
that as
playoffs.
enough, though.
He fell apart in the playoffs against Toronto.
All right, average.
That'd be a good fit, though.
Back to actual power forwards, our average tier. Sam, do you want to start?
Sure. I had Gallinari. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. Saric, I think.
Dario Saric?
Yeah, Saric. Jelly, I don't know how to sound that
Oh.
either.
Yeah, I know who you're the Kings guy.
Yeah.
Bielitsa, I think is how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
Bielitsa, that's it.
Yeah.
Beal Pizza, that's what I used to call him.
What?
I heard it at a Bulls game. I went to a Bulls Kings game, and I was like, Beal Pizza. Then I had Washington, and then I had Prince from the Nets.
Okay. Trey, who did you have?
I had PJ Washington. The Kings guy. I'm not even going to try to say that.
Emmanuel
Beal
Bielitsa.
Pizza.
Yeah. Covington, Morris, and then Dario Saric.
Now
Okay.
back to my sandwich.
I had Tarian Prince, PJ Washington, Juan Hernan Gomez, Hachimura, Bielitsa, Saric, and Covington.
Beal Pizza.
Covington is honestly pretty good. I was debating whether I should keep him in average or good.
I said average.
Sam, you had him in good, right?
I did.
I just don't like him playing power forward with the small ball lineup that the Rockets have.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you're putting PJ Tucker at center.
Well, they don't have anybody at center because they traded away Clint Capella.
They
I don't get that. Clint Capella
chose
was
to
good.
have PJ Tucker is 6'5".
And he's playing. Oh my god. Dude.
That's like some point guard size
Yeah.
in the league.
That's why I don't think that this team is going to
He
work.
has 4 inches on me.
Tarian Prince. Do we have anything to say about Tarian Prince?
No, we don't. Time to go to
He's
Matt
average.
Tier. So
Matt tier. I
Matt
don't
tier,
have
let's
anyone
go.
in my Matt tier. I thought
I said
everyone was at
Juan.
least average.
I just have Juan Herman Gomez from the Timberwolves. He's just
yeah, I have
doesn't do
Hernan
anything.
Gomez. That's it.
He
Doesn't do anything. It's all cat.
Yep.
D'Lo.
Yeah, it's mainly Cat and D'Lo.
All right.
All right,
All
Sam,
right, the
this
Sam's
is
hate
the
segment.
moment you've been
favorite
waiting
time.
for.
All right. I swear we need like the Bulls like intro, like starting lineup music.
You'd get copyrighted.
I know we would. That's why we're not putting it in there.
All
And
right,
now
what is your 6th tier call? And now.
coming
in
in
your
at the absolutely trash. I can't even stand their dumb tier, averaging a whopping 4 points per game. Marcus Morris. Oh my God.
Marcus Morris isn't averaging 4 point. Wait, are you talking about on the Clippers?
I think I looked up Markieff Morris instead.
Or are you gonna
You
mix
just
them
don't
up?
like either one.
You just don't
Wow,
like
you're
either
mixing
of them.
up the players.
I hate them both because they're always like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go start a fight with Enes Kanter. I'm gonna go start a fight with DeAndre Ayton.
So he's basically Jeff Teague.
Jeff Teague,
Exactly.
Trevor Ariza.
I swear to God, they have like a game plan. Like they call each other up before the game, and then they're like, okay, I'm gonna fight this guy. You're gonna fight this guy. Like it's so annoying.
Last time they were on the same team was when they were in Phoenix.
I don't care if they're not on the same team. They still call each other. And they're like, okay.
They have the same house. They live in the same house in LA because they're both in LA now.
Yeah, exactly.
They have the same
They're not
tattoos.
They're just solid
Everything.
veterans. I don't get why you hate these random
They're
veterans.
solid veterans.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
They're good pieces on good teams.
I want them both out of the NBA.
I don't know. I think they're solid veterans.
I think they're solid veterans.
Like, go sit in the G League. I don't care. Go sit in the G League.
They'd destroy the G League.
They would. Yes, they would.
Did you guys see the video of Mike Miller?
Adam Okuka destroys the G League.
Did you see the video of Mike Miller destroying that college kid?
Felicio gets destroyed in the G League, and yet
No, he
Boylan
does.
still
He
called
gets
him
10.
up.
He gets 10. He had like 10 rebounds, I think, in the G League once. He has like Butterfinger hands. He can't catch
Felicio
anything.
is like that one player that's like in between.
He's below Markieff Morris, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You know who kills the G League?
Markieff Morris belongs to the
Boucher.
streets. Like,
So you're saying he's bad in the NBA?
Future,
Oh, he's
where
amazing.
is Future?
In the G League.
Where does Markieff Morris belong?
In the
In
NBA
the
as a
G
solid
League.
veteran?
He's a
In
solid
the G
veteran.
League.
NBA.
He's been in the
Anyone can
league for 8
destroy.
years.
They're good. They can
good.
they shoot
G
too.
League. He belongs to
Yeah.
the G
Okay,
League.
this year Markieff is 44% shooting, 38 from 3.
That's solid.
Marcus Morris, 43% shooting, 41 from 3.
Those are both really good percentages.
Yeah,
You
and
can't lie, Sam.
okay, when Marcus Morris was on the Knicks, he was the only reason why they'd win games. Because he'd put up 20.
And Bobby Portis.
Bobby Portis
Yeah,
and
then there's
Taj.
Bobby Portis.
I like Bobby
Did he
Portis.
start a fight with Chris Dunn?
He's a very intense player.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, exactly.
If you rub him the wrong way, he will fight you.
Getting Otto for Portis and Jabari was honestly a pretty good deal. I'd rather have Otto than have Jabari and Portis,
Same.
especially with how the Bulls are built now.
But Otto's
marketing
contract is
Wendell.
brutal. It's brutal.
It's like $27 million, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a player option. He's picking that
Yeah,
up.
because the Nets decided to screw everyone over by offering him like $100 million in restricted
I
free
don't-
agency, and the Wizards needed to keep him.
I don't think Otto wants to leave either.
I mean, for $27 million,
Well, he's going to
not
take
going
the player
anywhere.
option.
It's true.
He's going to take that player option.
It's because he knows he's not going to get $27 million anywhere else.
He won't get half that, especially
He
with
shouldn't
the
have even-
coronavirus.
Like, okay, he was good in Washington before he became a free agent and got that deal. But restricted free agency just bumped up his price. Like, the Nets were in a position where they didn't care. They were still
that's when they were
rebuilding.
rebuilding. Yeah.
This was before D'Lo.
No, yeah, this is when they were horrible.
So it was like, okay, we either get a halfway decent guy who can maybe sell us some tickets because he's okay and not completely horrible to watch.
And then if he doesn't, then they screw over their rival.
Yeah. It's a win-win. I still just love how Sam just randomly hates certain role players.
It's like a segment. Sam's hatred of veteran role players that are good.
Sam, do you have 2K?
I do.
You should make a 2K, my team, of all the guys you hate and see if you can win a game.
So we're talking Teague, Kennard, both Morrises,
Trevor
and
Ariza.
Embiid.
Trevor Ariza.
Trevor Ariza, Embiid.
And then you
Oh,
put
is
whoever you
Embiid,
want
is
on the
Embiid
bench.
next week? Is Embiid
Yeah,
next
I-
week, Sam?
I think we're gonna have a fun Embiid rant next week, Sam.
Oh yeah, Embiid's next week's gonna be an interesting one.
I'm gonna join you on that one. I think I might have to.
I don't think I'm going to join you on that one.
Marc Gasol is just
Not
destroying
elite.
Joel Embiid.
I think we save it for next week.
We'll save it for next week. Tune in next week for the Joel Embiid rant. It's going to be a very fun time.
Felicio's in the elite tier. Just putting it out there.
Worst contract in the NBA? Try to change my mind. $8 million.
I think we're going to put him and JaVale McGee in elite.
Dwayne Wade made him good.
All right, so those are our rankings for all the starting NBA power forwards. If you like this podcast, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We post every week. You can follow us on social media, on Twitter,
At podcast T3S.
and on Instagram.
At T3S_podcast.
Once again, we are a weekly podcast, so be sure to tune in next week for our last position ranking episode, and that's going to be centers. Just remember, trust the podcast.
Felicio's elite.